In this video, I'll show you how to set up your very first Payload CMS project, and by the end of it, you'll have a running Payload CMS environment ready to start building your own project. So in the screen, I have what the CMS looks like when you install the website template, and that would be one of the best ways you can get started with Payload CMS, because it has a lot of examples of how to do things, and it shows you what it can look like and what the potential can be. Right, this is made for to manage a blog or a website, but you can change it, you can adapt it to your use. And you see it has like a basic front end, and it has a light, dark, and you can leave it in auto so it follows what you have on your system. But you can kind of see what it looks like if you open an article. It's kind of loading because I just ran the app, so it'll take a little bit. um, and yeah, this is what the CMS looks like. As you can see in the media, you can it has a lot of tools, so let's go for it. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna close this, we're gonna back, and we're gonna run npx create payload dash app at latest, and then you name your app. So in this case we can have, hold on, I'm in programming. Let's do something. Let's do this. Let's delete all this. I'm gonna cd YouTube. Now I'm gonna copy. Okay, latest. Let's call it first app. Okay, it'll ask you if you want to proceed installing the packages. You say yes, and then it'll ask you if you want to install a blank template, the website template, or the plugin template to create your own plugin. But in this case, we're gonna select website, so it gives you all the good things, And to make this simpler, we're gonna choose SQLite. It's very simple, and you don't have to set up the database because it's set up in a file, and it's automatically set up by Payload too. So let's do that. You can call it whatever you want, but in this case we'll just leave it like that. And now it's gonna run. It'll take a little bit. I'll probably cut the video here and speed it up. Very well, this is installed. So now let's cd into the project. So cd first app, and then we run pnpm dev, and now the app is running locally. So now you can also run you can run TurboPack. So you can do, let me close the app. Come on, okay. So you can do pnpm dev -- turbo, and this is already safe for Payload CMS. They have said that it's good for development, so you can use Turbo just to accelerate the process. All right, so now we're gonna let's open the project. Let's code. Let's open the project so we can see what's going on. Let's close this. We'll put the IDE next to it. All right. So now we have the IDE, and we're gonna load admin. it'll open a new screen. Oh yeah, I don't have it running. I forgot about that. Okay, so we're gonna open the terminal. We're gonna run pnpm dev. Okay, now that we have that running, they should load, and it will load a screen where you are gonna create your first user. So it'll take a little bit. Oh yeah, I didn't run turbo, so it'll take a little bit longer, but it's okay. So now you can create your first user, but you can also load the front end because you already have a front end with the website template anyways. So this is what it looks like before you even seed the database, because they have a seeder, an example seeder that you can use. So now let's do a test at outlook.com, new password admin, something quick so we can get over this. Kevin. All right, create. Did I misspell it? Probably. Create. Okay. So now this is the interface that you get once you create your website template. As you can see, you have the pages, posts, media, categories, all these. All these are, most of them are collections, except for a few of them like search and yeah, I think that's it. And redirect, I think that's a plugin too. So okay. So if you see the database, you'll see that it'll give you a bunch of data, and it'll give you a good start for the front end, just to get an idea of what it looks like. Now that it's seeded, you can see the posts, and you see that it has a lot of things built in. So like this is a complete CMS, and it has this very nice feature that is live preview. So if you make an update random, you see that it updates the screen live. So you can be making updates, and if you want to see visually what it looks like, well, you can see it live. And okay, so let's also see what the collection looks like, right? So we are on posts. We're gonna explain this on more depth later, but for now this is just an introduction. And we're gonna go to source, collections, and posts, and then we have our index here. So this, let's make it a little bit larger. So and let's close this so we can see better. Let's also close this, make it smaller. Let's leave it like that. Okay, so as you can see, if we go to fields and we see the title, it's declaring what the data schema is going to look like. So it's declaring title, it's type text, and it's required. And as you can see, we got title, it's required, and it's type text. And you can add a lot of things like tabs. You got the tabs here. So the first tab is going to be content. You can see that here. And we got meta, SEO. SEO is also a plugin on Payload. So that's something that you can use even if you use the blank template. You can install it. You don't have to install the website template if you want to start with an empty canvas. And as you can see, we got all the things that are here that you declare here. They're gonna be on here. So okay, so let's close the tabs. Let's make them smaller so that way we can see this better. Okay, We got an authors relationship. What's a relationship? Well, when you're relating uh, two different collections. So in this case, we got authors here, and this is very useful because um, you can have a lot of shared data in between collections. And one of the best things about Payload CMS is the API, and you can visualize what the data looks like, and you can change the depth too. So this would be very helpful in case you're using the local API and you want to know what the data is going to look like before you even type any line of, a single line of code for the front end. So let's change the depth to 0, and you can see that it changes. And also, I don't want to go too much into depth, but there is something called um, default fields, I think. Let me check. Default populate. So this is when the entries or the posts are in a relationship. This is what's gonna populate. So let's say you have a block, and you have a relationship to the um, post collection. This is these are gonna be the default returned values, and this is so the call is smaller. You don't have as much data on the HTTP call. Well, in this case, it's not HTTP. It's just a function that is calling the database directly. But you get the point. Okay. So also, the Payload CMS includes a playground. If I'm not wrong, let me check this, because I can't remember if it's uh, playground. Is it admin playground? I think it is. Okay, it seems like I found it. I'll put it in the description too. But as you can see, it's here. It's API GraphQL dash playground. And that's where you get your playground, and you can play with the data. You can see the schemas too. So it's pretty awesome, what they offer. It's pretty cool. And you can see what all the tables you have and what you can access, pages. Well, um, let's continue with the introduction, because we don't want to go too much into depth. Um, One of the most important things for Payload CMS is the payload config. So you pretty much this is the foundation of everything. That this is where you declare what database you're gonna use. Like in this case, I'm using SQLite, uh, and you declare the collections. You declare a few global components that you're gonna have on your dashboard. In this case, we have a before login component that I can show you right now, so you can have an idea of what you can do with this. So this is a component, and this is where you add it. And also, you'll see that we have a live preview thing, and this is to set up your live preview sizes. So you can see that by default on the website template you have mobile, tablet, and desktop. So you won't have to really change this unless you have a specific um, size that you want to have available for live preview. And you'll see that they are using lexical, and that's the default for Payload CMS. I wouldn't recommend changing it unless you have to, for your specific project. And you can see that there is a plugins folder that is being imported. Plugins file, sorry. And you see that a lot of things are being included here. like form, nested docs, redirect plugin, what I showed you in the CMS over here, redirects. Um, they have a bunch of things like search. This is the search plugin, and you set up all your plugins here. We could go over everything right now, but it's gonna take too long, so we're gonna divide that into sections to make it more digestible. But this is the main file, payload config. This is what runs everything. So we're gonna leave it at this. In the future, I'll be making more videos about how to interchange databases, using a different adapter, and I'll mainly focus on Postgres because there is a lot of content about MongoDB, which is very popular and it's very good too. But just to have a better coverage overall, I'll focus on Postgres. I'll do migrations and all that. But we're gonna leave it here because the video is getting too long. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.